And now the time has come for for the final curtain. I make these fights entertaining. Okay, you get your money's worth from these fights.
Do you think they'll come back?
One of these days. One of these days, I swear it's gonna be me who drinks you under the table.
If by under the table you mean wrenching on my boots half the night, I reckon one of those days was yesterday.
Wow,
Ha ha. You think you're so funny.
I'm hilarious actually.
Just wait till we crack open the bottle I left in your chambers. That stuff's strong enough to burn the horns off a behemoth.
Sounds like I'll be needing some new boots.
Wow. Right, we're just putting tension on this.
Ifrit?
Your resolve didn't falter.
No. Though I continue to be bewildered by fate. But I should meet with my old tutor here. The very end of the world. I thank you. With all my heart. For giving me this chance.
And I
Dio,
thank you for
yeah.
taking it.
I should like to look upon that flower once more.
King of Case. Best title.
I stand ready to leave for Origin at your word. May Grieger go with us.
And see us safely home.
The hour fast approaches. My decision is made.
I shall carry you and your brother to Origin, that the Lesage name might live on in honor, not in infamy. Even if I should not. Your Highness, you're not?
You said it yourself.
This is a journey from which I may not return, and yet I am resolved to go. Ultima took much from me, and he means to strip us all of what little we have left,
He must be stopped.
whatever the cost.
He must.
Thank you, Your Highness. You are as over hasty as your brother. Save your thanks for when this is over. My days under the tutelage of Master Hippocrates were among the brightest and most rewarding of my life. His knowledge is boundless, and he gladly shared it with me, that I might learn to be of use to my father in the matters of state, and so that when the time came I might be the ruler that my people not only expected, but deserved.
Alas.
Alas, I have disappointed him utterly.
And yet,
And yet he greeted me with such warmth, as if I was still the same boy who hung upon his every word. In a way, perhaps I am, and perhaps I might make him proud of me yet.
make ready.
We're saying, there's a lot of people with the, ask about,
You don't know what you're talking about. The odor's what gives chances stew its depth. And that's what makes it superior to any old lizard livers.
Oh, please. Have you even tried the fried mortress? Taste, smell, texture. It beats your beloved stew hands down on every count. Now that's a masterpiece.
we have to speak to everybody. Unfortunately, this is a must.
Clive, my boy. Do you know why?
I chose to call it the Triunity, Clive. You may be too young to remember, but this isn't the first time an alliance has been struck twixt the nations of the storm.
'Twas not 20 summers past.
That your father petitioned both the Empire and the Republic to join hands with the Duchy, that we might work to mutually advantage in defiance of the Blight. And they, for their part, embraced the notion. Or so we believed. Little did we know that the peace Elwyn had worked so hard to secure would be ground beneath the heel of one we least suspected.
Your mother.
Your mother,
The Duchess.
the Duchess. In one fell swoop, Annabella robbed us of everything. A nation, a leader, a brother, a father.
But above all,
She robbed us of what we could have been, a realm undivided. Elwyn's grand design.
and so you see,
Why I chose to call our new alliance the Triunity, for with it we aim to preserve not only peace, but a lasting legacy of cooperation. You're set on this plan of yours, then? I am. You never one word to shy away from a fight. Some might say it runs in the family. Your father would be proud.
Thank you, Uncle.
Thank you, Uncle. I know he'll be with us up there. That's actually not a bad impression of him. As for down here, you might take comfort in the knowledge that the realm will be in my capable hands until your return. Ha ha ha! Indeed.
Well, don't do anything I wouldn't.
Sid! Look what the curse breakers brought back from Dalmekia. Said they were all the rage in Dalamil. Looks sort of funny if you ask me.
I'll be damned.
Have you had one before?
Something smells good. What are we having?
Bombs! And they are good. You should try one.
Eh? The bloody great hole in it. Who ate the rest?
It's supposed to be hollow, silly. Haven't you ever seen Drake's Fang?
Always one more job to do, isn't there, Clive?
Ready for the big heave-ho, are ya?
Work had only just started on the old hideaway when Sid took me in. Plan was to make it a safe haven for the bearers we're gonna free. I remember when the first ones moved in, they'd hardly dare look you in the eye, let alone speak to you.
But over time,
they started to thaw. They stopped being slaves and became a family, and the hideaway their home. It'll be the same with Edda and her little one, I'm sure. They can make a new home here with a new family. And with the best big brother in the whole wide world to look after them. Here, what are you looking so smug for? I'm talking about me. About that. If there's anything I can do to help you kill this Ultima bloke, you just say the word, eh? You could promise to take Sid's name off my hands. Oi, don't even joke about that. Anyway, I thought you said you hadn't finished with it yet. I did, didn't I? Now, if you wanted to give me an even grander title, something to rival your Sid the Outlaw, that'd be a different story. Let's see. Gav the Magnificent, Gav the Almighty, Gav the Lionheart, something along those lines. I'll let you decide. I'll leave that to you to decide. I'm sure you're more than capable of choosing the perfect moniker for Sid's right-hand man. Right-hand man, eh? I'll take it. I hope you did like Gav's my Gav impression.
You look like you could do with a drink.
I wonder what happens if I...
How am I getting on? Oh, about as well as you'd expect of a barmaid pouring sour ale for penniless outlaws in the middle of the Deadlands. And it'd be worse than that if Molly here didn't make the best stew this side of Stone here, even if it is mostly just yesterday's leavings. Don't tell her you heard that from me, though. Don't be a stranger, Sid.
Let me tell you a story, Clive.
All right.
Wow, we're getting story time with Clive.
Rumours wet legs were spreading. Might be they weren't just tales plucked out of thin air. You see, there were a time when I weren't too particular about who I sold steel to, so long as they paid me the right price. Some women lust after blood, others after flesh, but me, I were always one for gold. And to satisfy that lust, I sold to opposing armies, stabbed my every client in the back, made myself the most hated woman in the twins. But then one day I met a man who made me a different kind of offer. Said he'd give me access to a realm-wide community of like-minded individuals in constant need of steel and sundries. On the condition I sold to him and his alone.
Was that the first time you met Sid?
Aye. And I fell right into his damn trap. He was true to his word, so I ended up being true to mine. And I soon started making the best profits I've seen since taking up the trade. And all without aiding or abetting any outlaws. Except Sid himself, that is. Told me about his plan to topple the mother crystals, you know. Said that with them gone, the realm would want for all manner of things. An opportunity for the likes of me to mint gil. Why, I reckon an enterprising individual could find herself the richest dam in the twins.
That was a terrible
That's when
Sid
he had
impression.
me. I emptied my stores that day and moved into the Hideaway proper. And the rest, as they say, is ancient bloody history. A dozen years on, and I'm still not the richest dam. Not for lack of trying, mind. But I can say that I have never been happier. You've all shown me there are some things more precious than gil.
That there are.
So don't you go messing it all up. Or you'll have me to answer to.
Yes, ma'am.
Clive. That great lump.
Why, he's gentlest, most dutiful soul I've ever had the pleasure to meet. He may not be the brightest crystal in the crate, but he's got a good heart, and I'd far rather have an honest fool working for me than a clever scoundrel. He never shirks his duties, never answers back, never dips his fingers in the coffers.
No.
No, I won't hear a bad word said about him, though I might say a few myself. That lad's even got Blackthorn's teaching him the secrets of smithing now, so I'm keeping my one good eye on the forge. If that blowhard of a blacksmith should even think about doing goods down, we'll be having words. Here to say your goodbyes, are you?
Ta-ra then.
Ta-ra then, for now. But you'd better come back, or I'll fly up there and drag you home by your ear.
Thank you, Karen.
I think you'd find the thought appealing. Look, just don't die, alright? A change in leadership's bad for business. Aye, you're off to kill a god. So what? You've done everything else you've put your mind to, haven't you? Oh god, Karen's just like, yeah, if you're gonna go kill God, you may as well go for it. I can't really stop you, can I?
You could do this too.
You could do this too. Ah, Karen's amazing.
Do us proud.
Oh, she says do us proud when you leave.
The sound of ringing still.
Still the streets of Dravos since before anyone can remember. And there's not a smith worth his salt who didn't prentice under one of the village's masters. Me and Zoltan worked old Vulcan foundry till our lungs burned and our skin turned black. But we were happy. Till we weren't. Things change. People change. We can either change with them, or we can stay stuck in the past. Me and my old mate, we've chosen to put our past behind us, so that Dravos can have a future. A future where the young smiths can be proud of work done well, and work done right. Just like here.
Who knows?
And who knows? Maybe someday my apprentice will be someone else's master, and work them just as hard as I do him.
Crack the crystal.
Kill a god, save the world. I miss anything? No, that's pretty much the plan.
Not a very good one.
A very good one if you ask me.
But then,
And I can't say I've had much practice killing gods. Now forging kit to kill a god, that I might be able to help you with. Reckon it's the least I can do, after all you've given us. And it's more than enough. You can thank me when you get back.
I'll keep the forge up.
I did it, Sid. I made friends with all the animals in the hideaway. But you know what I'd really like? My own goblin. Or maybe a marble or a bomb. Only if it was a big one. That or a bander curl, but not a cactuar. They're too prickly.
Oh, what is it?
I wish I could go up there with you. Doesn't seem right, leaving everything up to you three.
It's hardly everything.
There's plenty that still needs to be done down here. Like seeing to our stores and keeping Karen safe. Only you can do that, Goods.
And I will.
I promise.
I promise.
I won't let Nan come to no harm, no matter what.
You can count on me.
Just like we're all counting on you to come back safe and sound.
Be careful out there.
I did it, Sid. I made friends with all the...
I hope you guys are liking the impressions. I still gotta speak to Hippocrates and Doris, Midadol.
You needn't worry about the backyard, Sid. We're here, so you don't have to be.
Drink up, my little
A few
darling.
more of these, and the Deadlands will seem less dead.
These flowers are beautiful. You think we have to boil them all down to make medicine?
These leaves should have withered long ago.
I'll see that you're properly watered and manured, Martel. For as long as I'm able.
I need to speak to Hippocrates, so let's make sure this bit is cleared up, and then we can... basically, I think Otto should be the last person we speak to. It'll probably end up being Otto, Jill, and Joshua will be the last few folks that I need to talk to. No.
You going somewhere, Sid? Can we come? Will be good.
I was wondering when next you'd visit. I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before.
Oh, wow!
There is a rather fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you. You wish to study the tomes? Good morrow to you, my friend. If I may observe...
Your brother is possessed of a rare gift, and I do not mean the flames of the phoenix. Words, Clive. His findings on Ultima and the Circle of Malleus are worthy of great Moss himself. Should he choose to devote himself to this path, I hazard he could one day become quite a historian. But not before you and he finish your own story.
History can wait.
History can wait, after all, for that is what it does.
I well recall.
The time I spent at the Imperial Palace instructing the young prince on the history of our realm. He was quite unlike the other noble-born children I had taught, not only for the keenness with which he listened, but for the earnestness of his conviction.
He truly believed
that it was the Empire's duty to serve the people, and was determined to study the past, that he might not repeat its mistakes, which is the reason why what befell Twinside weighs so heavily on his soul. He must live with the consequences, and I fear it will take more than merely time to heal such wounds.
it will take forgiveness.
Not from you, or me, nor his countrymen, nor even from his late father. No.
From himself.
Only then might his flower bloom again.
Ah, yes.
You have arrived at the solution, then. Dion will carry us.
Indeed.
A feat befitting the final act. I congratulate myself that I shall live long enough to see it. A feat in itself for a man of my years. But to be serious, it is no small thing to march against fate, Clive. You must be certain of your footing, lest the winds of destiny divert you from your course. Are you certain of your footing, Clive? I am.
Then go.
And do what you must.
Go safely.
Sid, did you know that chocobos are far more resilient to the effects of evil?
We are so close. I know this might seem a little bit boring in some ways to have to go talk to all the NPCs, but we spent so much time with these guys that I feel like it would be rude not to. I could just get on with the end, but I feel it adds a lot of texture to the final fight, even if the final fight ends up being a little bit too easy considering how much we have fought against.
Miss Shirley says your books made quite an impression on us.
His adventures in Ash.
Inspired him all to become
doubt
writers
it.
themselves.
Why are they leaving again?
Is that when you return? Would you mind teaching the children another lesson? They did so enjoy your last.
Nah. Okay, we don't speak to the children, so I guess let's head up to the top and then make our way down. Nobody up here?
Do you suppose it's magic keeping the boat afloat?
What else could it be?
Your mum. That's what's keeping it up, or keeping it afloat.
What shall I do with your model? You spent a lot of time on it. We both did.
What, that old thing? Not healthy to cling to your failures, Clive. They'll weigh you down, you know.
Sound advice.
Still, I suppose my prototypes will probably be worth a fair bit when I'm as famous as Bart's the Builder. Seeing as you're always strapped for coin, suppose I can give it to you. Just make sure you get a good price when you do come to part with it.
I'd say that was up to you as much as me.
All right, Clive. Enjoy it while you can, Clive.
Because once that crystal's cracked, I'm going through with my plan. Won't be easy turning my back on my dream I chased for so long. But you know what the best thing about dreams is, Clive? They're never in short supply. We keep talking like I'm the only one ever to have set her sights on the skies when there might be someone up there already. Admit more like top, as in top tier. No, I like the first one more. I'm at Corinthian.
Imagine that, eh?
Imagine that, eh? Hey, maybe when his Imperial Fancy Pants gets back, I can ask him to take me up there so I can see for myself. Till then,
though,
I'll be down here with everyone else, dreaming away. Couldn't you have chosen somewhere a bit more down to earth for your chat with Ultima? Then I could have come with you. Finally made a name for myself instead of sitting on my arse while his Imperial Fancy Pants gets all the glory.
Make a name for yourself.
Without the Enterprise, we wouldn't have saved Jill, wouldn't have made it to Ash, wouldn't have escaped from Stonier with our lives. None of this would have been possible had you not followed your dream and kept your promise to Sid. Now I must keep mine.
You better bloody had to and all.
Or I'll be having his name back. Give it to Gav, maybe. Or Jill. Aye, definitely Jill.
Try, Clive.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project?
All this time, my heart has wandered hither and thither in search of the perfect companion. When all along he was here, standing right beside me.
Feeling ill? What I truly like
is to share my knowledge of healing and herb lore with the realm. Every cure seems like a miracle to the child who knows nothing of medicine.
but teach her medicine.
And suddenly a world without miracles doesn't seem so frightening.
And no sooner have your wounds mended.
Then you find an excuse to go charging once more into the breach. But only because my wounds are mended. Thanks to the extra administrations of the best healer on this side of the belt. Save your honey tongue for Jill. You're talking about killing a god, Clive.
While I may not have Gav's nose,
I know danger when I smell it. And this plan reeks to high heaven. Literally. This will be the last time, I promise.
that's what I'm worried about.
You fool. You fool! Don't you think I'd rather stitch 1,000 of your cuts than never stitch one again?
I do.
Thank you.
Try to stay out of trouble.
tea stop the fizz? Yes, my lord?
Yo, best girl.
My lord.
Yote, sorry. You are resolved to go then.
I am.
And so is Joshua. I know you fear for him. I know you fear for him. But I'll do everything in my power to keep him safe.
I do not doubt it.
You are, as you have always will be, his first shield. I was only ever his temporary protector. Now his grace has bade me protect the hideaway instead, and that is what I shall do.
Thank you, Yote.
May you return safely.
My lord, both of you.
May the firebird's flame burn ever in your heart.
Thank you, my lord, for taking me in.
You nearly collapsed back there.
Okay. And now we're back here.
How may I help you today, Clive? It's not true.
The world can't be ending, can it? We were struggling before the skies went dark, but now I can't imagine how we will bear it all.
We've lost so much already.
When will it be enough? It will end, won't it, Clive?
Is everything we've received and everything promised? All yours. Here you are. You earned this. All yours. You earned this. Here you are. You earned this. Sorry, but you're not quite there yet. All in good time, eh? Sorry, but you're not quite there yet.
Why can't I get this one? I did every other
there, Sid.
sub quest.
Clive. Here you go.
Available tasks. Nothing. 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 Nothing.
Always something in there.
Nope. There's literally nothing.
Twinside's hundreds of leagues.
I read Gav's report on Stonehair. Only wish I could have been there to see the Mother Crystal fall.
What will it be today?
They're doing a Ryu figure arts. What do you mean?
Truth is but a matter of belief.
I certainly don't disagree. Though I am surprised to hear that an organization such as theirs holds such enlightened opinions. They put the scholars at the university and Kanvar to shame.
Alas.
They shame themselves in turn by bearing evidence of a truth they would rather mankind did not know to come. They may imagine themselves the protectors of the people, but ignorance is not bliss, no matter how fervently they might wish it.
Well, Clive?
Are you resolved to brave the coming battle, no matter the cost?
I am.
For only with Ultima's death might we ever find true freedom. And when we do, I'll be counting on you to help teach this world the truth.
Naturally.
But I'll need you to do something for me in return. Come back to us in one piece. Daigo! Sorry. For how am I meant to recount the true history of this world without the first-hand account of the heroics of those who fought to change it?
I shall.
We shall all be praying for your safe return.
Godspeed.
is the high quality articulate figure line by Bandai. I buy their stuff from Ultraman and Kamen Rider. They also do Dragon Ball and other ones. Posted the link in the Discord. You can post it here if you want to. I appreciate this in the Discord. I'm just saying that you can do both. The only persons I haven't spoken to is Joshua and Thing.
If you've got something to ask, ask.
No one around here is bold enough and daft enough to say I'm fit for the knackered's yard, but I sure as hell ain't getting younger.
Might be time to take a step back.
Let the fledglings spread their wings. Young Got's as bright as his inside of a barrel, but his heart's in the right place, and his constant failures never seem to dim his spirits, either. Reckon the same might have been said about me when I was his age.
And if it weren't for Sid,
Giving me a room to fall, and a hand to help me up again, I never would have changed. It'd have been goats leading the goats. Clive, assuming we'd made it this far. Trust you to go pick a fight with a bleeding god? I didn't sign up for all this excitement, you know.
no.
Sid did say the higher-ups wouldn't be too happy about us trying to change the world. Bah, you've got me there, and it ain't as if I've have anything better to do. So no more lip out of me. But if that lip keeps us on our toes, Otto.
Is that right?
Is that right? Well, I better start looking for someone else to moan about then, hadn't I? I feel like a laugh would have been there. That's a very good figure arts, in my opinion. It's very nice looking.
You be careful up there. If you happen to snag your britches on anything, be sure to bring them back to me.
Brother, I put Father's helm in your chambers. He should be with you when his vision is finally realized.
Thank you, Joshua. For everything.
Don't mention it. All is well, I trust?
He always tried to spur us on, to give me courage. I knew his words were meant with kindness, but as a boy, they cut me deeply. How keenly they made me feel my own weakness, my own inadequacy. It was only after we lost him that I realized he believed in me. He only wished I would believe in myself. Father's words have been to me as much of a torch in the darkness, banishing the fearful shadows and illuminating the path ahead.
His flame burns in your heart.
Brother, as it does in mine. And it is that flame that shall continue to light our path, all the way to the very end.
This is it then, brother.
Our last dance with Ultima awaits. Only the founder knows of what awaits us up there.
Indeed.
But whatever we find, we shall overcome it. It would not do to disappoint our friends. They all believe in you, Clive. They would follow you to the ends of the earth if they could.
You're wrong.
You're wrong. My friends don't follow me. They spur me on. I couldn't have made it this far without them. Nor without you, Joshua. You gave me your blessing and made me your shield. Without you, I don't know how I would have even survived. Even when we were apart, you were always with me, and I trust you will be with me until the end.
Of course.
Wherever that may be. Okay.
Shall we then?
Jill is the last person to speak to. You know, I did everything in the game, but never filled out the stuff in Clive's room. No idea what the other things are from. The only things I didn't do were the icon charges, but I know what their rewards are. Let's find out.
What is it, Clive? You can always tell me.
I still can't believe you remembered that day on Man's Hill.
For so long.
Our lives have been defined by loss, but our memories, those no one can take. they truly are the only things we can hold on to, then I want more.
So when this is over,
Let's travel the world and make new ones, and I will hoard them as a dragon does her gold, for my memories with you are the most precious of all. Jill is really down bad. Is really down bad for Clive.
somewhere in the back of my mind,
I always knew it would come to this. It was only ever going to end this way, Jill. Either Ultima dies, or we do.
I know.
But I still don't think I'm ready for it, and the thought of what you have to do makes me want to cry. Then cry, shout, scream, laugh, do whatever you feel. Our feelings makes us who we are, makes us better than Ultima.
Thank you.
Clive. But a long time ago I would swore that only the stars would see me cry.
And so for now,
I'll save my tears until the clouds part and the heavens return. That's a good line. If you're really going to do the final boss, strap in. It's a long section. I mean, that's kind of the point why I started as early as I could, in that sense. Is that everything? Oh, there's only one that's missing. So this is literally just for you, Andrew. Created the day Clive pledged his allegiance to Cid, his crystal shard transfixed with twin daggers as a powerful reminder of the promise made, of friendship forged and a legacy inherited. Hanged Man's signboard, the emblem of the Hanged Man, the tavern that sits at the heart of the Lost Wing, now in the depths of the Aether Flood. It depicts a hooded, bound, and starved man hung by the ankles, perhaps contemplating how he will take his vengeance on those who made him this way. Now that Quentin strives to build a new future for the remnants of his Lost Wing family, mayhap the Hanged Man will rise again, but likely under a different name. Martha's Rest signboard, the emblem of Martha's Rest, personal fiefdom of the Lion Lady of the Golden Stables, and an island of safety and security in a sea of anything but. It shows a sleeping chocobo, and the guardians and bearers of Rosaria can too rest easy, safe in the knowledge that they have a friend in Martha. Why did you say that name? The emblem of the Vale. Northreach's far-famed house of ill repute. The town is the gateway to the imperial capital of Oriflamme, where waves of old money and new lap against the opposing sides of the Great Wall. However, the Vale's proprietor, Isabel, knows it best as a safe haven in a storm. The town that took her in and the man she loved when the rest of the world shunned them. Guardian's Scarf. With this tippet dyed red from the flames of the Firebird and the blood of his fallen Rosarian brother, does Sir Wade pledge not only his loyalty, but the loyalty of the Guardians of the Flame. Briar's Kiss signboard. The emblem of the Briar's Kiss, the finest forge in Dalamil, runs by its puckish and precocious young forge master, Lubor. He inherited both his forge and the role of desert heir from his predecessor, the original Rosena Dalamil. Though the mayoralty of Dalamil he won entirely by his own merits. Crimson Caravan signboard, the emblem of the Crimson Caravans, porters of wide renown based in the market town of Boklad. It depicts a laden chocobo after the death of her brother and the confidant Theodore. Eloise chose to continue the work they had begun together, freeing bearers from slavery just as she had freed him so many years before. Clayhearth signboard, the emblem of the Undying headquarters in Tabor. The Undying are the secret society sworn to serve House Rosfield, and more particularly the dominance of the Phoenix that are born into the Rosfield line. Such is their acolytes' faith in the Phoenix. They will gladly surrender their lives if it should be for the benefit of their master. Rusted Battle Helm. Archduke Edwin's helm worn in his victorious campaign to quell of the Northern Uprising, and later laid to rest upon his memorial stone. Now it sleeps in Clive's chambers, a constant reminder of the bravery and the selflessness of the man whose footsteps he and his brother mean to follow. Snow Daisy Garland, not Jark Garland. A fragrant diadem, hand-woven by Jill from flowers picked on the shores of Olifiest Bay. The garland rekindles memories of more innocent time and speaks of the love that can never fade. Cid's Goblet. Miraculously undamaged in the attack of the old hideaway, Otto held on to the featureless clay cup to remind him of his lost friend, before giving it to Clive, knowing that Cid would have wanted the proud bearer of his legacy to have it. Model airship. Mid's dangerous dream of flight, immortalized in miniature, though the experiment ended in failure, Mid has allowed Clive to keep hold of the model so that once her renown has grown, he might sell the piece for an exorbitant amount of gil. The Tri-Unity Accord, signed in the Port Isolde by representatives from Rosaria, Dalmacia, and Sambrek. This mutual accord sets the stage for a new age in Storm, if not officially, then at least in spirit. Stolas Quill, Lawsman Harpocrates' best-loved writing implement, whose ink has penned many a learned tome. It is said that the long of the quill of Stolas becomes imbued with the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. The words just waiting to pour out onto the page, so that someday that Clive puts down his sword and picks up a pen, he shall not find his one and only insurmountable enemy in writer's block. Scholar's Bonnet, Vivian Ninetail's academic cap awarded to her upon her graduation from the University of Canva. Now Vivian shares her learning with Clive, the gift of the bonnet serving as a pledge that so long as they remain together, her knowledge shall be as much his as it is her own. Damn, Vivian! Winter Mead, a gift from Gav. This potent potable is made from honey collected in the Northern Territory's short summers and fermented slowly over the next 6 moons. Despite an obvious inability to hold his drink, Gav has insisted that he be allowed to share the bottle when the time comes to crack the seal. Medicine chest, a beautifully carved chest that opens to reveal countless compartments full of tonics and tinctures. As Clive often proved a difficult patient reluctant to come to the infirmary, Tarja commissioned this curio that he might take a part of the infirmary with him. Continental censer, an ornate brass from beyond the outer seas, gifted to Clive by the Shikaran for his assistance in clearing her name. According to the cantankerous shopkeeper, when packed with herbs and ambergris and left to smolder, the fragrant smoke produced can ward off everything from insects to the plague, protect home from thieves and demons, and heal any number of ailments, all while bringing love and fortune. Martell's apples, a somewhat stunted, somewhat sweet apple grown from the blighted earth thanks to the dedication and perseverance of one woman, Martell. Though she was to lose her life from the wounds she sustained in Kupka's attack on the hideaway, her legacy lives on in the saplings she saved from the ruins. Ambrosia's tack, a saddle and blinkers crafted specifically for Clive's childhood chocobo, Ambrosia. Even after being separated from her master, the noble steed served the people of Rosaria in his stead, protecting the defenseless from the merciless, just as a good shield should. And finally, charred sparring sword. Clive's old sparring sword, salvaged by Torgal in the aftermath of the Iron Blood invasion and hidden at Clive's original hideaway, the Rookery. It is a reminder of who Clive once was and who he has become, as well as the unbreakable bond between lifelong friends. And I don't know what the last one is. I think the last one might be the game once the game ends. Is that everything you've seen? So you get them by finishing the subquests in all the different areas. So I think that's everybody spoken to. That's everyone accounted for. So, right. This is the beginning of the end. Let us go to Origin. Let me just check that I have enough. Oh, sorry. It's a good thing I waited. Last thing I want to do is a whole 3DS situation, right? A unique game through. A gameplay where I have played against the S rank and not have to deal with the stagger. Here we go.
Make sure you do this time. Oh, and while you're at it, Clive, if you see me dad up there, tell him we were right to leave his legacy with you.
Aww.
Tell him he'll be in the front row. There's no way he'd miss this. Behave yourself, Mitt.
We'll see.
So, you're in charge now, Gav.
And what does Taya have to say about that? Come back before she finds out, eh?
Thank you, Yote. I'm sorry.
Your Grace,
Kiss him.
I shall pray for your safe
Kiss him.
return.
Yote,
That's
kiss
kind
him.
of you. But you should pray he took his medicine. I didn't spend all night grinding herbs for his lordship to leave them on his nightstand. Again.
You needn't fear, Lady Taya. And thank you.
See that your brother comes back in one piece. Or, at most, two. Any more and you can heal him yourself.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, there's nothing to say that hasn't already been said. But that's never stopped me before, so just you do what needs doing. And don't worry about us.
We'll do our best, Uncle.
That we will.
If that is all?
Jill.
Not quite.
Goddamn, Jill has to come with us.
Jill.
It's time, isn't it?
It is.
I don't understand why Jill isn't coming with us.
Take care of him. And you. You take care of her too, boy.
Jill should be coming with us.
Don't forget, Clive. We all choose our own path. Believe in yours. I do.
You gonna kiss her for the last time? You gonna kiss her?
I'll be back. I promise. I love you, Jill.
Oh, he said the L word.
I know. I love you too.
And all the blondes go together.
Now, we have a god to kill.
I feel like Jill should have gone with him. Ah. Am I the only one who feels that way, that Jill should have gone with him? I'm guessing we get to play as Dion.
Here they come. Hold on, Joshua. Already am.
He's gonna do a barrel roll at some point. There we go. Oh, that's cool. Bruh.
Going to make us a way in.
I thought it was just like a hole right through. That's a lot of damage.
So, this is Origin.
A far cry from heaven.
Do you know the meaning of insanity?
Where it all began, where it all begins, our ark, your architect.
There you are.
It was here that we slumbered, here that we waited for centuries, clinging to our decrepit shell, for fear that we might have need of it once again. But you have come at last. And now we shall be truly complete.
Well, there's 3 of us and 1 of him. Let's make it count.
Oh, do we get Dion as part of our party? Banjo-Kazooie, let's go! Oh no, they kept it separate.
We will show you what it means to suffer.
Oh, it's another Ifrit. It's another Banjo-Kazooie. That's a way bigger Ifrit. Wow. Man's doing martial arts moves. he actually do? Oh, he did something. He's not as fast as Bahamut. We got a big massive boss fight. Beam struggle. No, no beam struggle. Ooh, wow. Oh, okay. This guy just knows how to teleport. Is this just the fight we lose? Is that what I'm seeing here?
Not this time.
We finally got a hit on him.
Move aside, Phoenix. You will answer for what you've done. Be freed. You cannot control us. Joshua! And you will not claim us! Ever!
Revelation. Hellfire Revelation. Why is it going to be Bahamut here? Mega Flare! Make it bigger! Black hole! Try disaster. Ultima Prime thwarted. I didn't even do anything.
Had you only surrendered, this unpleasantness could have been avoided.
Nothing personal, Squid. This is a one-winged angel bullcrap right now. Na, 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 na.
We have you.
Do it together, you plunkers.
Go! Save your brother!
Do it together, you plunkers. Getting a beam struggle. I hope Dion doesn't die for no reason.
I asked not for a sentence. Only forgiveness!
It's so anime. No, no, no. Ah! Okay, that was actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that was actually pretty cool. Oh.
Now, Father, it is done.
I hope he's not dead. I really do hope he's not dead. He seemed so cool. That was actually a really smart move. That was some 10 level, 4K level move. Ultima got caught in 1080p.
Clive! Clive! No.
He's still living.
Thank the Founder.
Wait, was it just waiting here this whole time when Ultima's just like, nah, bro.
Did I mention you look terrible?
That makes two of us.
Oh, I'll be alright.
And Dion. Take my hand.
I told you, I'll be...
Take my hand.
Come on.
Thank you.
Get rid of the curse. I'm assuming we have to get rid of the thing in Joshua's chest.
Press on.
Always.
Let's throw him off. Seems like a good idea. He kind of looks like the protagonist himself. Joshua seems like the protagonist.
I'm sorry about Dion.
Don't be. Please. He did what he had to do.
And it's time we did the same. Should we stop?
Because of the cough. No, I think we're past that, Clive.
I want to see this from the front view and not from the back. It's not letting me. Yeah, it does remind me of that scene from
So
Michael.
cold. So empty. We're close, aren't we?
It seems that way. But I don't want to think what could be waiting for us in there.
Then think instead of those waiting for us at home. Clive.
What are all those? That's all Ifrits.
They can't be.
But they are. This is the Nexus. A wellspring of life. Yours and ours. As we watch the world stumble slowly to its dark end, it was here we pledged a new beginning. And now, with the ether we have harvested, I shall raise my kin from their eternal slumber. That together we may usher in a new age of reason.
This was never about creation. Only self-preservation. You condemned an entire world so that you alone might escape death.
Alone. Him. Alone. Clive. I think I understand.
He's alone. He's lonely. He's got no friends. Man's is Billy no mates.
Oh no.
They sacrificed their flesh to become beating hearts of crystal that pumped the land's lifeblood from the depths of the earth unto this very chamber. And thus would they labor still, long after their work was done, had you not set them free.
You meant for us to destroy the Mother Crystals. It's what you wanted all along.
You have our gratitude, Mythos. In this you have served us well. You have both served us well. Welcome home, brother.
There was more than one?
I thought it was me, but it wasn't my grasp that grew weaker. It was theirs that grew stronger.
Joshua!
He can't be dead.
And now we can become one.
Do you remember 5 years ago? Yes, that is a literal hole in his torso. But he can't be dead because literally that's how the Phoenix works, is that they revive. Like, they're kind of unkillable.
Clive. Don't speak. The one possessed of the destructive flames of Ifrit. And the healing flames of the Phoenix. This, I once believed, would be Ultima's true form. But I was wrong. I see it now. Why you will never become Ultima's vessel. I don't care. Just hold on. Listen to me, Clive. You remember the murals? People once knew that Ultima was their god. That he created them. And they worshipped him, prayed to him, looked to him for guidance. In vain, for he did not listen, did not acknowledge our will, and so we strayed from his path to forge one of our own.
We created our own Ultima.
So absorbed was he in his own desires, so driven by his own will alone, that he shunned the one thing that could have made him truly powerful.
His friends.
Faith. The same faith people now place in you.
Fuse!
Faith that you will fulfill their dream, Sid's dream of creating a better world for us. Faith that you will follow in Father's footsteps and save those who need saving most. Faith that you will answer Jill's plea to save yourself. The difference is, Clive, that you chose to listen, and that is what has steeled our bonds. Bonds that helped you stand firm when Ultima's pull was at its strongest. His power may be absolute, but so is ours. And so will yours be. With my light in your heart, not even a god might stop us.
Fusion!
Joshua!
Fusion!
Don't do it, you'll... Enough, Clive. My body is too far gone. If the wound does not take me, the curse will.
Fusion, you plonker. No! Not like this!
Look at me, Joshua.
Open your eyes! Open your eyes, Damien! Why? Why did you do this? Joshua!
Live!
And thus does the final piece fall into place. The incantation preparation primed, but one task remains. To empty the vessel.
Still here. With me to the end.
Even now, you would deny the inevitable.
As we always have. And always will. On this, my sword, I swear, to shield the Firebird's flame forevermore.
No, I didn't manage to get him.
This is the work of my will.
Time to fuck him up.
Perhaps this will bring you.
Let darkness fall!
Ah, I tried to jump into it. That was very stupid of me. I could do it without it, but it's more like I have to be patient. I don't know about that.
This is a work of my will.
That doesn't do the thing. Oh, I missed it. Wait.
Perhaps this will break you.
Let's see if I can do it without healing.
Countless centuries have I waited for this moment. This moment in which I might revel in my creation, only to find it profaned and so it must be cleansed.
Gotta do this.
Unexpected. How is it that your will yet endures?
Because it's not so easily broken.
But it can be broken. And I shall see it so.
He's actually having emotion.
Such is my will.
Try it.
Ah! No healing. Let's go.
Force feeds these flames. I sense more here than mere will. Is this Logos? Have you truly become free?
Show you what freedom looks like, bro.
Forbid it. You are not a god. You are but flesh.
Sorry about that. I had to take the phone call. Sorry to break the tension a little bit.
And Bone, you are not one of us.
Well, yeah, we're not one of you. Of course we're not. Alright, I might need healing items with this one.
I created you, all of you.
Oh, he's finally, his wings are fixed.
And what is mine is mine to destroy.
Once, perhaps. But we are no longer yours. Our flames are our own, and they burn as one!
Do you like fire?
Have you learned nothing? Damned is the slave who will turn the scourge upon his master.
I can't tell what's going on, but I want to take a picture first. The hell am I? Oh, right, it's there. That's why. It's very confusing because there's a lot of effects happening at the same time. But yeah, that's what's happening. Oh, that one hit me.
You cannot test me.
Point blank. Perfect dodges. You don't know how fire works. You can't fire. This is the only time where I'm gonna need to.
fire you seek, then fire you shall have.
Ah! I was actually doing really well at bringing that back. I was doing really well at bringing that back.
Enough!
I mean, this is not that difficult in my opinion. It's not the worst fight I've had to deal with where and I'm really good at sticking close. I didn't know how close I was. No. Oh no, maybe I'm wrong.
I am your god. If it is fire you seek, then fire you shall have.
Ooh, I lived!
Your flames might consume mine.
I was hoping not to use the firelights at all. That was not a good decision. So close to the end! He should be dead. Is he dead?
No. My will is inviolable. Something is wrong.
You're afraid. You always have been. From the moment the Blight exposed what you were, weak, you conceived us to prove otherwise. But the results shook you to the core. For in us you saw yourself, and realized we had the potential to be more than you could ever be. And so you turned your back on your creation. Your back on the world, like the coward you are.
You think you know me?
Nothing.
Oh, we got one more fight? How many times do we have to teach you this, old man? Jeez. Man's unveiled his Megazord.
Tonight I stand above you, my rebirth complete. And you, for your defiance, shall pay the proper price. An eternity of anguish.
Anguish. Pain. Suffering. You have known none of these. But we have. So we know what they grant. They bring us together. And that makes us strong. Thunder roar!
I will be done. Petulant child. Tremble.
You cheeky bastard.
Bow to your god.
Oh god, I apologize if I'm not talking so much. It's because this is a really... I have to concentrate really hard.
Tempest Rage. I will crush you.
Let me try if I can do it first. No, you have to pog. There we go. Avoided that whole thing.
Tempest Rage.
People thought I was crazy. A madman. Oh, okay, that's new. My Garuda versus your Garuda. How Clive? Bravo! Pull on out of it! Go on, lads. Go on, lads. You wanna go again, bro? Let's go. Are we gonna do full? Ah! Go on. Oh, damn it. I messed up. Oh, okay. And people think I was crazy for doing this. Oh, okay. That was very stupid of me. That was very stupid of me. Oh, Bahamut. Kamehameha!
That's my boy!
Shiva!
Together!
Darkness, unending.
Onward, my son.
No, mine is the altar at which you pray. Mine are the eyes that look down upon you all.
Liver break.
And yet still you cannot see. You are no better than us. We are one and the same.
We are not the same. No man would stand beside me. Witness my creation.
That's gonna be killing me.
When all hope is burned away, naught will remain but ash.
People thought I was the crazy one. Right in the flames. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Ah, the forward. I saw that. I didn't mind that you saw it. Damn it. No! No! I did it so well! I did really well with first try against this fight. I got all the way to this point, and I barely used any potions. I actually don't think I used any potions. Unless it was survive apocalypse. So I just did this all on my own. This is first try. I could have made it. This could have been the run. He's not. I don't think he's that hard. Honestly speaking, I think my setup is actually too good. Damn it, I'm taking damage for no reason. How you doing today? Let's get our health back. Damn it. Oh, damn it. Ah, I died. That shouldn't have happened. I think it's just that I got tired. I got really cocky with the thing. With the really? That's two. How are you doing today, Steel Tiger? Yes, I was the law player from yesterday. That was wasted. That was definitely wasted. Not what I wanted, but okay. How are you doing today? I thought I told you to pog all over him. I am! And this guy thought it would be fine. And here we go again. Once more into the breach. wait, that was a bad decision. Ah, I messed it up. Run away. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Just noticed things. I thought I told you to fuck off all over. Choosing to no wall stage again, Faz? I have to. To be fair, he's the only one who gets to use no walls. Okay, let's see. Oh no, that's right. Let's both do that. Ah, survived that one as well. That was not a good decision. Oh wow, lucky I had that out. Cheeky basket ran away.
With me, Phoenix. Forevermore.
so goddamn anime.
So sure of your place atop the world, you refuse to acknowledge those below. You chose to remain alone. And so you shunned the one thing that could have made you stronger. Pushed away the hands that could have raised you higher.
I do not need you, you or anyone.
And that is where we are different. I could not have made it here on my own. I carry with me the hopes and dreams of my brothers, my sisters. And it is they who will give me the strength to end your reign.
I cannot end. I am the end.
Let me show you the fruits of my labor. Take from them everything. This is just a beatdown, isn't it? I still got him. That was a bad decision. Oh, he can't do anything! He can't do anything! Come on, bro. And people thought I was crazy for using this setup. Imagine I actually had good weapons. You think I would have survived? I would have been able to beat him just like that? A Final Fantasy!
The only fantasy here is yours.
Ah! Yes! It's a Final Fantasy!
I said, it's over!
Oh, I've just wait there. Look, this is the face of defeat. I hope he burns his head off. Nothing. Nothing. Think Faz will finish it tonight? No, never. Why would I ever finish it tonight? Kingdom Hearts is light. Oh, wait. Has the game broke? Oh, thank God. I was not gonna lie, I was scared. This is not the first time it broke tonight on me. Oh, he's still alive? He had a big massive hole in his goddamn chest. That last step was basically just a beatdown. He had like, what, 5 forms? That was even my final form.
Tell me, what do you imagine will befall this world?
I don't.
Now that you have gained your precious freedom.
I honestly don't know. But I doubt it will be pretty. A sorry tale of sin and suffering, hardship and pain.
And it was for this that you fought so fiercely? Why?
It's who we are. We fight. We survive. We endure. We don't need a reason. We are imperfect creatures. When we stumble, we reach for a shoulder to lean on. When we fall, we stand back up. We see the horizon, ever out of reach, and still we march on. Certain the answers lie just beyond it. Because that is our way.
It's the Final Fantasy prelude, isn't it?
My congratulations. Relish this victory, knowing that you have but delayed the inevitable. Your world is already dead. May you enjoy an eternity on its blackened husk.
Does that mean Clive is immortal now? That staring face is ominous. Can you revive Joshua now? Please. Is it over? He's been bestowed with the Phoenix Down. This is why I think Joshua won't die. guessing this is when Clive met him. I'm Can it happen? Is he gonna actually stay alive? No?
It seems Ultima's power was too great for this vessel all along. But while I have it, perhaps I can use it to set things right. And see Ultima's legacy.
Fantastic.
Eras, dominance, crystals, magic, consigned to the flames.
First time we actually get to see Clive's hand.
Even if it means the end of me.
Mega punch!
These are our terms.
Nuke the crystal. Is that the end? Made it for the ending. This is like end? Wait, his hand's gone grey.
Can you see it too? Jill?
the most beautiful thing. He is, isn't he?
What are you gonna call him?
Let me see, let me see. Oh, read little one. Got a smile for your Uncle Gav.
Not so loud, you burp.
What? I was only...
Shh, you're scaring him.
It's all right.
Oh.
A sky of scattered tears, 1,000 years apart. Should they fade, I will not be afraid of the dark. For your
If you need a rest, I can take him.
I'll hold you to that.
The world's yours now. Yours to do with as you please. That's what Sid wanted. That's what they both wanted. Did our journey end?
That she should have lost Shiva. At least that's just me personally. So what did you think? Whew. It's a bit too fresh. God, I'm not gonna lie. I was very sad that Joshua didn't make it. At least, unless the ending cutscenes has something, you know. The effect when her and Clive were naked and she gave her power, it was very stronger than the others. I mean, yeah, that's true. But who willingly gave the power? Yeah, Sid also gave his power willingly to Shiva, to Sid, but he didn't have that same problem. The other time transfers effect is that strong is Joshua at the end. Yeah, exactly, which is a bit of a strange one. I thought it was definitely there's definitely like, maybe I should probably just say my thoughts first before reading the chat. Trying to like make sense of this. Oh wait, hang on. I need to do a thing before I forget. I need to remember to find the person's name. Before I forget. Keywords International. I didn't know Keywords was a part of the was part of this. But yeah, as a very, very fresh thing, it was a very, very fun game, and I did appreciate. Like, I don't know what to really say. It was just, that was an experience and a half, and I'm just sad that, really sad that Joshua and Clive isn't here. Like, it feels more like Joshua and Clive should be here. Should be here at the end. That was the whole point. The whole point was to have Joshua and Clive survive. Like, the whole point of the point of the ending part of the game is that everybody was like, bro, don't die. Bro, don't die. Please don't die. Don't die. I know we're saying this and we can't stop you, but just don't die. And still they die. And it's sad. And I'm sad that, you know, they didn't, you know. So See, this is why I dismiss all the people saying the game's second half is, plot is dumb. I never heard anything like this. But it's like I really wanted them to survive. I was hoping there would be like all the Donovans came together and actually decided to move forward with the setup type situation. Like they all came together to defeat Ultima. It took all the dominants to defeat Ultima. And it was because it was a group effort, and that was the whole point. I did appreciate the stupid Final Fantasy ending line. You are the only one living in this in a fantasy, and your bloods will be final. Ah, it's like, you know what? It's so anime, but I love it. Final Witness, that's the one. It's really good. It's a good title drop. Yeah, I feel like this should be a thing because it's been around for a long time. You know, there's a lot of reviews saying the second half of the game completely exhausts the save thing, which doesn't, or that Clive magically gets rid of slavery, which he doesn't. I mean, he does, but not by magic. Love that line, Syrups. Yeah, it's such a Look, I'm gonna say as it is. This game is very anime. It's got all the anime tropes that I wanted and more. Like it's got stuff in there that I wasn't expecting to have. Like it did better. No. I'm gonna say as it is. It's better than Kingdom Hearts. It's not power friendship type situation. Like it feels like a better understanding of what that idea is personally. See, there it is. No, it's literally the power of friendship and bonds. Yeah, I get that, but I mean by in anime it tends to be like power of friendship is the thing that empowers a person, where it's more like this is the motivation, not the power itself. It's how that power is used, and it feels more like it did a great version and take of that story. So personally, I loved this version of that story, which was he built a community and the community really wanted him to win. It was like the whole world was wishing for him to win because he had met the entire world. And that's what made Clive's journey so much more unique compared to other things. It's not just it's a small thing with a small derivative. It's a small thing and they've done the small thing, now go to the next thing and do the other small thing. But now they have to live and rebuild the world without magic. Exactly. So this is like it grew and grew and grew, and you see how many people it affects, and finally you see the end, which is exactly what you were hoping for. At least I find it that way. I don't know if this game will stick with me. I think there's a lot of fun things about this game. And that's just because this sort of gameplay style is my type. By the way, did you see that they started development on DLC? Yes, I did see that there was development on the DLC. Thank you everyone who's been joining me. I really appreciate it. I don't know how many people decided to stick around for this. But yeah, Sid's the best. Playable, Sid, please. Sid's the best. Sid being playable, I feel like his would be am I going to be the only one who will think that his playstyle will probably end up being the most boring because he's using Ramu. Like all the DLC, if they are going to bring in characters, cannot let you, thing switch. So I guess it's just going to be an overpowered Sid the entire time. What I think would be a great DLC is going to be Joshua's DLC. Because, so, the Sid Adventures. Joshua and Jill having to play their scenarios a bit more. But Jill's is probably the most depressing because hers is the only one that actually was kind of genocide. Okay, we got Square Enix Limited Europe. Hopefully we'll get to see what we want to see here. The only thing I can get around to with Lightning Bolt is the best ability in the game, though. I don't know. I personally disagree. I think Lightning was probably one of my least favorite to deal with. thinking one of the DLCs will be focused on Leviathan. What was Leviathan? What do you mean by that? Senior social media director Sunil Gadahania. Yo, let's go. EU marketing, export sales, senior sales, senior social media manager, assistant media manager. Leah Simpson, Hideki Miwa. Whether it was the other icon, they cut it during development because they couldn't get it working. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm just making sure I haven't missed the name. Because there's a very... There is name! He's right there! Ibrahim Bati, Senior Influencer Manager. There you go. Thank you very much. That was the name I was looking at. It was literally right in front of me and I didn't see it. I was like, I almost missed it. Jeez. Oh, God. You can see it. It's Crystal off the coast on the way to the Empire capital in Sambrek. Man, okay. So we saw the thing. This, I'm going to say as it is. My favorite fight is still the Garuda and the Titan fight. And once it gets to the other ones are very much more story focused. Nah. Bahamut is the best one. I don't know if how I feel about Bahamut because I just kept thinking of Banjo-Kazooie. I'm not gonna lie, just because we went into space doesn't mean I thought it was the best fight. I actually liked Garuda's fight because Benedictus Prime really challenged you for what you could do with only the abilities you had, because you didn't have a second or third ability. You only had Phoenix to work with, and I was hoping to have a fight with her at some point with just, basic abilities, like a one-in-one icon v icon type fight. It is good for the time in the game it is really good, but that's probably the reason why I probably like it so much, is because it's so good. Barnabas Odin, best for me. Barnabas, like, the one thing I like the fact that in Barnabas's fight, my favorite part about those was that he kept switching between his larger and smaller form, that he kept going back. Titans is a good spectacle, but it becomes repetitive. Actually, I thought Titans was the one that I liked the most. Takahisa Tora, let's go. Sorry. My mic is... Sorry, I'm peaking, it seems. Takahisa Tora, well done to him. By the way, just in case I don't say it enough, a huge thank you to the folks at Square Enix. Thanks, Ibs, for the code. I really do appreciate it. Please go if you haven't checked out the game, please go check it out. Use FF16. Now, not yet. Not yet. We'll play. Don't worry. Jeez, we got 5. Oh God, a one-person shot. Okay, I get it, but I'm gonna do the thing. Okay, jeez, please let me be. Why? Why can't I'm trying to be like, come on, I'm having a genuine reaction here. What's next? Yeah, so I thought the best fight personally was Benedicta and Titan, but just because I loved Kupka's character and Benedicta's character, because out of all of the Titans, they were generally the most human-like. They were the most, like, sort of normal, if that makes any sense. They were very selfish, very they may seem a little bit stereotypical, but that's kind of what you needed in a character like that. And then everyone else kind of became the higher cause, with the exception of probably Jill. And I love Dion's like whole thing of how he got involved with the fight. Dion has probably got one of the best introductions and involvements in the main campaign, personally. But his was also but his fight specifically was a way for you to introduce the fusion between the fusion of Phoenix and Ifrit, which is basically, lovingly, I'm still gonna call it Banjo-Kazooie. I really hoped, I don't know why they didn't. I was hoping that if Joshua and Ifrit just fused, they would survive. I mean, Ifrit literally, Phoenix literally survived a massacring by Ifrit. a full annihilated Ifrit. This is meant to be the stronger versions of both characters, and yet still somehow Joshua wasn't able to survive that, and I'm kind of sad. I was hoping. Do you know that moment in Doctor Who where the Doctor goes to the Master and he goes, "Regenerate, regenerate." That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like watching that entire scene, because I really wanted Joshua to survive. I'm so sad that he didn't. But yeah, he took the hit in his dominant form. That is true, but that doesn't mean that all the other dominants couldn't survive anything extra either. But in the end, Joshua had just been knocked out of his dominant form and was coughing blood. Then got a hole all the way through him. He didn't get a hole all the way through him, but it was like an indent. It wasn't all the way through. Not in the same way as Thing had been. What's it called? It wasn't in the same way, at least I felt, how Ultima had a hole literally through him. Like, you could see right through him, whereas in Thing's case, you didn't see right through him. Even in the clothing, you couldn't see right through him. It's more like an indent, like it's a part of his body. But imagine like that entire chest area was concave, and that's what was there. But it was just really deep. That's how I kind of saw it. By the way, pour one out for Terrence. I forgot who Terrence was. Is Terrence the person who voices Byron, Uncle Byron? Jill isn't the only one whose bed will be empty tonight. Yeah, do you know who I was most sad for? Yote. Terrence is Dion's boyfriend. Oh, is he actually dead? I don't think he's supposed to be dead. Is he? Like, I thought they just basically switched off. They switched off magic. That was basically it. Dion fell like 300 feet, my man. And this is Final Fantasy, and very anime Final Fantasy for that matter. I literally saw Ultima have a hole in him and still survive. So, I did appreciate all the at least nods. Maybe this is just me who's seen this, and only just me because I'm wishful thinking it. But if someone who is more experienced with Final Fantasy can tell me, was there a lot of references to older Final Fantasies? Because obviously there was the one-winged angel look for Ultima when he was in Ifrit form, and I think that was intentional, especially with the black wing. And it can't. It feels like it can't not be. So there was a lot more references than I would. I really do appreciate when Final Fantasy actually references itself in terms of at least iconography or thing. There will be, because FF recently had a big anniversary. It is, but it's like I don't think they've done that all that often with newer fantasy games, with the exception of probably I was thinking it might have been in 15, but I highly doubt that. By far, the question will always come down to, will this be better than 7? 7 has an iconic story, but it has a very slow burn. 15 has references, but not as many. Okay. Yeah, that's understandable, the different games. It's just they've always been their own entities in their own worlds type situation. They may reference in terms of storytelling style, but generally speaking, it would all be the same. So the question ends up, to me, being, how would you sort of rectify that? I'm hoping they don't do it too much. I do like it when they reference like looks type situation. Oh, this is meant to evoke X, Y, and Z. FF13 or FF15 or FF7 or FF1, 2, or 3. I like it when it does reference stuff like that. And obviously this is meant to be the biggest thing. FF14 is one that is literally is the one that is Light Wally. Remember this. Light Wally? They even had actual locations and villains from other games. Okay. FF7 is MCU of Final Fantasy. That makes more sense. It's the cinematic universe where everyone comes together. Yeah. Is the one that is literally sort of, but not really. Every time I read it like that, I always think of some sort of TikTok where it's like, sort of, but not really. Sort of, but yeah. Yeah, but no. Yeah, but kind of. They just find ways to crowbar in stuff from other games. I mean, that's kind of what you want from Final Fantasy 14. Like, you can have its story, but have elements from other games not be a part of its main core. I'm wondering if they'll do that in this game. I'm wondering if there will be a collaboration between Nier and 16. I feel like if you're gonna do it in any game, it would be this one, just because of how similar the setups could be. It'd be really cool if somehow they managed to crowbar, like, one of the, you know, like how you see the, forgotten what the enemy types are, but it's the white ones with the swords. You know, like Atlas and Golden Atlas and so on and so forth. Or the White Knight. I thought that was really cool to see. I really wanted to see. I'm hoping that we get to effectively fight 2B. I know it sounds really lame for me to want 2B, but I feel like that character would work really well in a game like this, and can be really fun to fight against, because it's just an android, right? So that or just even Nier itself, depending on the situation. Just put your Katara in the game. That's basically all I'm saying, right? Right? But yes, I'm trying to think of one of my. I think one of my the whole slavery thing had to. I get why people thought that the slavery thing was solved. It wasn't. It was more like they found a solution in one way, but the whole game was still that slavery still existed. Even at the end of this, slavery still exists, which I thought was done very thoughtfully. They didn't magic away slavery. They didn't. I don't like half the sub stories are literally just like the whole point with Eloise and Terrence. No, not Terrence. Theodore. That whole story in Dalmatia is the fact that it is literally that. So characters like, what was her name? I think it's not Doris. Is it Doris? Doris, yeah. Doris, who is basically Black Widow, wanting to save other bearers. Like, all the other characters wanted to save other bearers. They wanted more people to be safe and maybe even give them a new purpose and so on and so forth. It's great, I think. I think they did that pretty well. The game made it clear that the only way to get rid of it was to completely destroy the foundations of the world and start again. The game just took that literally in the end. That is true. I am wondering how Jill is going to be as a character. I will admit that some of them... no, I'll leave that one for later. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. The game just took literally... Yeah. I really want... everybody wants a Sid DLC, but I think Joshua makes more sense. I don't know how you'd crowbar Leviathan back in. Unless there's just like, oh, then there was this other crystal you just didn't see. Like, I don't really want to see another one. Right up until the end of the world, slavery was still happening and getting worse. No. So it wasn't that they were getting worse. It was more like they were getting wiped out because of the Aether Floods. At least that was my understanding of it. That the Aether Flood, like every place that had a bearer set up effectively, was effectively wiped out because of the Aether Flood. To be fair, before the game begins, there's 3 crystals already destroyed. Before the game begins? Really? Oh, because Sid destroyed them. So that would probably be the DLC then. Sid versus Leviathan. So those who say it disappears from the story just weren't paying attention. At least, maybe they only focused on the main part of the story and not the other parts. You did have to... Like, for me, I went with what I felt was the most natural feeling to the game. So, for me, if it was like, oh, I get to... if I feel happy to continue doing the sub-stories, I will do it. Yeah, the Shiva and Ramu ones are the one after, although I can't remember. So the Ramu one was already destroyed. I don't think the Shiva one was already destroyed, because you had to go back to Shiva's homeland to destroy that one specifically. I'd say Leviathan, but you can see that the crystal in the game world, that might be an oversight from the being cut. I think it might just been an oversight. So the only thing that was her homeland. I thought that was the point. Like, she was abused as a... That was where she was taken after the opening. So you mean like she's got her own homeland, and then where she was... Her homeland was the North Cold region that we never go to. That makes more sense now. So there was another area that we just weren't too aware of. There was just the time... Wait, no, hang on. She was... That makes no sense. We literally killed her dad. We committed fratricide. I'm questioning everything. We committed fratricide with Jill. Is it fratricide? Fratricide? The game's bios tells us that Rosario was warring with that region and she was taken from them to the end hostilities. That wasn't her biological father. It wasn't her literal father. He was a father in a religious sense. Okay. I was making sure. It's like I think I remember when I was playing that the first time, I was very confused. It's like, hang on, was that actual dad? That just feels like the way you said that. The way she said that felt like, oh, that's her actual dad. Like that was what made that relationship so much more harsher, because that was her literal dad. I think that actually would have made that improve a lot. I guess the other one would be wherever Torgal is technically from. Jill was the child of ruling family of a region, and Rosfields took her as a ward in the old-timey sense. Yes, I remember that bit. I would have just thought she went back to her old homeland and well, that's where it was, but I guess that would make more sense. Her and Torgal are the same from unknown cold region. I see. Okay. Thank you very much for the knowledge check, by the way, everybody. I really do appreciate it. I'm just wondering how I'm going to feel about this in about 2 months' time. That's always how I feel about it. Like, with Remake, there's so much done in the story building. And there's so much done here. I don't know how... I feel like I'm going to remember these fights a lot. Because of the the amount of shit I was getting for my loadout. And the fact that I refused to go for it. For me, it's more like it's an achievement. I beat this game on worse difficulty than I should have made it. But I finished it this a while ago, and it's still fresh in my head. I mean, that's understandable. Like, I was actually kind of impressed with myself because I was going after it. I was going into the fight. I was going in once I had Shiva's ice slide. I forgot what it's called. Ice slide ability. It was just more like forget going away. I'm just going in. It's great. And when I did it against Ultima 3 times in a row, oh my god, that felt so good. And I know people don't rate the Willowix and the Impulse setup, but that helps so much with bringing in Stagger. So good. People because the Ice Torch is one of the best abilities. I feel like she's OP. Like, her abilities can actually legitimately be very, very OP. I just wished Impulse is good, but you have to learn to manually detonate it. I mean, I do it. I just don't detonate it because I'd rather keep it. If I had to pick between having it on and off, like, for me, yeah, that's true. I think you don't need anything but Diamond Dust and her Ice Slide. I just use that. The dodge is good and Diamond Dust is good, but the others the others suck, I guess. I agree. But that's kind of what I wanted. Like, I just needed them too, and replacing Impulse was a good choice. I think the one I struggled to find a lot of grounding with is Odin's. And I still don't know if I like Odin's ability. I used it a lot in that last fight, but the biggest reason why I did was because of the time stop. I find that Odin's is an entirely isolated set of skills. Yeah, so I always find that timing with Odin is probably the best time, is the best thing about it. And like the Ultima fight in general, if I had like regular abilities and played the game properly, probably wouldn't have been that hard. So I kind of find, I know it sounds dumb when I say I appreciate the decision that I myself made, but the fact that I'm able to remember these. Wait, pause. What do you mean pause? Shinji Hashimoto, Yosuke Saito, in memory of Stephen Critchlow, Kevin Croft, Yoshitaka Amano. Yeah, crit CBU3, let's go! I've been told to wait because there is a thing Oh, post-credit scene. This looks like Quentin's house.
Every time.
Will you light it?
Yes, Mother. Come on. If only I had the flames for an icon.
Eikon? Have you been reading that silly story again? Magic belongs in fairy tales, and fairy tales don't boil kettles. You see? Well done. Now, be a good lad, and play with your brother until supper.
Come on. Hurry. Hurry. Right.
It's like Clive and Joshua. And that's Torgal. That's the prelude.
Right, let's play the Saint in the Secretary. No, I don't want to be Madu. What do you want to play then?
Final Fantasy.
Icon.
Joshua Rossfield. Joshua's alive?
Right. If I get to be a freak. Right, I'm the older brother. Because Bahamut says so.
Joshua's alive? Yay, Joshua's alive. But where one journey ends. Falling star. Create game clear data? It's far enough in the future for the game events to have faded into myth. So Joshua Rossfield still lives. That's all I learned, was that Joshua Rossfield lives. I guess. We haven't got much of a choice here. Wow. 0623. Righting wrongs. God. That's how far ago he was. 23rd of June. Did Joshua live, write, and write it? Was it something he wrote before going to Origin? Was it something Clive wrote? It's all ambiguous. No, it sounds more like, I mean, it feels like this wouldn't be something you'd put ambiguity to. You would just be like, no, this is Joshua. The only other person who could have written it would have been Jill, but it would have been, you never manually saved. I did it once. Now I don't know which one to put it on. I'll put it on the righting wrongs because I feel like I think righting wrongs is the one where after you when you defeat Benedicta. This is right before. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, I didn't realize this was an option. I didn't realize it was an option. What kind of bullcrap is this? This looks like a title. Ah. Anyway. 0623. So June 23rd. 0908 2023. All that ending tells us is that at some point someone wrote Clive's story. Yes. I could delete it. Could have created a data, but no, I put it over. I like this. I'm going to keep it like this. Level 47 is now available from Thankies. This option allows you to start a new game with the player item data carried over from previously completed playthrough. Game mode Final Fantasy is now available for use exclusively with New Game Plus. Final Fantasy mode, increased enemy strength and increased player level cap, level 100, new gear and items, mode exclusive content. This mode is recommended for players who wish to test their limits. And that's it. Oh wow, okay, we've got an updated background too, because it looks like it's got the Ultima background too. It's only when you get the Ultima weapon, by the way. Waiting for the dry period on game releases to do it. I highly doubt I'm ever going to get to a dry period. Whew. So that's it. That's it. After a 4.5 hour playthrough. Oh, by the way, Andrew, you missed me barking, somehow managing to break the S rank fight. Was it called King Behemoth? You missed it because I broke the game, and so basically, no, I meant by Amadeus. Sorry, not Andrew. Both of you start with names with A, okay? I know he's called Jack in real life, but you know it's Amadeus here. Amadeus, you missed it because what happened with the King Behemoth fight was the Behemoth wouldn't stagger. Behemoth wouldn't stagger at all. God, she called me Jack Garland. Nice and easy. I mean, you could have just named yourself that, and it would have made sense. But you can't change it now. It's been too long. So if you go back to if you go and start the VOD, which I'll probably make a separate one where I show you this fight. So I think this might be a rare glitch. I say a rare glitch, but a stupid glitch nonetheless. I had Jill, Joshua, and Torgal in my party, and in the very first time fighting King Behemoth, I got him all the way down to a stagger state, but it wouldn't trigger the stagger state. So it would always be an empty bar, and Behemoth would just keep fighting me, and we would just keep fighting, and that's just how it worked. So there was no stagger state. I was like, I didn't know if this was intentional. I thought this was part of the fight. We got him down all the way to like 3/4 of the, I think it's 3/4 or maybe halfway, and that's when he starts using Apocalypse, and I didn't know what Apocalypse did. So it's like I dodged everything except for the big massive explosion that happens right at the end. So yeah, that's how I died. So I was like, I'll probably separate it, but yeah, that's it. That's us done. That is done for us. Thank you everybody who stuck around for the stream, everybody who has been following the game since June with me. Thank you for your patience with me beating the game as well. Next week, so here's the plan for the end of this week. Tomorrow we'll probably be playing fighting games, or I might just switch to just an easygoing game. I still need to finish Sonic Origins, the Amy run, and I may just play some Street Fighter tomorrow because I know some people want to play some Street Fighter. Saturday and Sunday, I don't know which day I'm going, but I'm definitely going to be going to Insomnia for one of the days, and I'm going to somehow talk to Clive and somehow talk to Faye Marta. They're the main two reasons I want to go, but I have no idea what I'm going to do when I get there. So wish me luck on that one. Next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I will be in London. If you happen to be in London next week, I'll be there for the WASD event. Tell Clive he's hot. Remind me when I go. I'll send. You'll see a message somewhere that I'm going. Voice of Noah from Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is going. So say hi to him too. Tell me. Okay. Make sure you message me about these things. Okay. Just annoy me about it because I know I'll forget. But the main ones I do want to meet is Clive, because obviously Clive. I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna want to meet Clive, and of course I want to meet Faye Marta. But Faye Marta is to me the more like. It sounds really lame when I say Faye Marta, but it's just because I've been wanting to meet Faye Marta since last year, and I'm sad I missed the opportunity to meet her. So it's like it seems more like we need to finish the story on that one, and we need to start the story with Clive. But like I can now talk to him about Final Fantasy 16 without actually full throttle. I don't know what questions to ask him. It's just going to be a generic interview like you've seen from the other ones, but hopefully it'll be something you guys will appreciate if it does follow through. So wish me luck on that one. Next week, WASD. I'll be there probably going to be there Friday, Saturday. Most likely, because I have to still cover a shift probably on the Thursday and then go to London on the Thursday evening, depending on how things go. And then Friday, Saturday is going to be at WASD as well, but at the end of the WASD event, I will be going to the Sonic Orchestra. So that will be really cool. And then Sunday I'll be coming back home. So hopefully I'll be able to tell you all about it on the following Monday as well. So next week, if the stream seems a bit wishy-washy, you kind of know why. But yeah, I'm going to call it there for today. Thank you, everybody. We completed Final Fantasy 16. The Fantasy is complete. The Fantasy was defeated for the 16th time. Sleep time. Let's go before we go, let's go find someone to raid until someone tells me I need to raid Shadow